the best orange juice I've had in my entire life. I can literally drink a gallon of this a day. This is a little secret. Before we add in our protein, we're gonna add a splash of almond milk. Now we have this at-home Chipotle bowl, like I said, over 1,000 calories. What's going on, everybody? Jack here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. We've got a full day of eating on my bulk. Up the calories once again. We are at 3,400 calories for this bulk, sitting around 171-ish, but really trying to push to 175 by the end of the year. So breakfast, super simple. We're gonna do like a spinach omelet type thing. So cook up some spinach, add 4 eggs, then we're gonna do some butter and toast, 2 pieces of toast, about 10 grams of butter, and then some orange juice. Super simple, takes about 5 minutes to whip all this up. So let's get to it. Once you've got your pan heated up, hit it with a little bit of non-stick, nothing too crazy. And then the great thing about spinach is when you cook it, it shrinks a lot. So like the volume you have, I'll put a solid handful and it'll end up being like a little pinch. So I'll take a nice big handful, boom, just like that. And you can see all the spinach takes up the entire skillet. Once it cooks up, it'll be way smaller. We'll crack the 4 eggs right on top, a little bit of salt, pepper, and that'll be our basic omelet. Now we've got our 4 eggs down, we're gonna add a little salt, pepper, and then scramble it all up. So yeah, I know I called it an omelet earlier, but it's really more of just like a spinach and egg scramble. Still, doesn't make too much of a difference in my opinion. And here we have our breakfast, our glass of orange juice, our spinach and egg scramble, our butter and toast. This comes out to be 551 calories for a total of 53 grams of carbs, 25 grams of fat, and 32 grams of protein. Also, if you haven't had this Simply Orange with pineapple, it is the best orange juice I've had in my entire life. I can literally drink a gallon of this a day. Unfortunately, it does have a lot of sugar, but obviously fruit has a lot of sugar in general. I highly recommend orange juice with some pineapple. So good. But we're gonna go ahead and dig in here. Toast, super simple, 2 pieces of toast. They're not low-calorie bread, it's just 70 calories a slice. Like I said, 10 grams of butter distributed between the 2 of them. And that's our breakfast. Took about 5 minutes to whip up. Super simple. So we'll go ahead, dig in. There it is, meal number 1 down. See you guys at meal number 2. It's time for meal number 2. We're making some protein oats. We've got 2 packets of our brown sugar oatmeal, and then we've got our cinnamon cereal protein right here. Tastes really good, pairs well together, and we add in an apple chopped up on top. The oatmeal itself is super easy to make. I buy these packets. You can also do rolled oats, but the packets are super simple. Take the 2 packets, empty the ingredients or the oats into the bowl, just like that. And I'm just gonna take 1 of these. It's actually made to fill up with water. Go ahead and fill that guy all the way up. Boom. And then just pour it on top. This will go in the microwave for 2.5 minutes. While that's cooking, go ahead and cut your apple, and then you'll just mix it all together. Our oats are done, just got off the microwave. Now this is the little secret. Before we add in our protein, we're gonna add a splash of almond milk. It just helps everything mix way better. Maybe a 1/4 cup of almond milk. I really just eyeball it at this point. And then 1 scoop of protein right on top. And this Legion stuff mixed really well in our protein oats, so that's always good. We'll give that a quick mix. Boom, that is mixed in perfectly. Then we have our apples chopped up here, and we have a whole apple going right down on top. Oops. And then feel free if you want to top it with a little bit extra cinnamon, some whipped cream, anything like that. I'm gonna go ahead and mix that in. And there is meal number 2. I'll go ahead and read the macros off real quick. I think I've had this so much, it's like 510 calories, but I'll double check. Yep, 510 calories at 82 grams of carbs, 8 grams of fat, and 35 grams of protein. Super easy, simple meal, 2.5 minutes. Everything today is pretty simple. And then I'm gonna eat this, go to class, and then between class, I'm gonna have a banana and 2 Rice Krispie treats as my pre-workout before I go to the gym. I am gonna be going to the gym today. Unfortunately, our heat in the garage is broken. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go do my full workout at the gym and then come home and explain my push day to you guys in the garage. Obviously I have sweatshirts on. I'm not gonna actually do my full workout in there, but I'll show you a demonstration of each exercise and basically why I do it. So see you guys then, and I'm gonna enjoy this. We just got back from the gym. It is time for our post-workout meal. We're making an at-home Chipotle bowl, an absolute staple in my bulking diet. This bowl will end up being over 1,000 calories, full of protein, all that good stuff. So we've got some rice, shredded lettuce, a little guacamole, we've got some salsa, cheese, meal prep chicken thighs, and then some black beans. But I'm just gonna put it together in a bowl real quick, and then I'll show you guys the final product. And there we have it, our at-home Chipotle bowl is made. This is so filling, and I almost might prefer it more than Chipotle. I said it, but I might prefer it more than Chipotle just because I know exactly what's going in here and I get to put all the ingredients in the proportions I want. But real quick, we'll go over the snack I had earlier, the pre-workout snack. So the 2 Rice Krispies treats and a banana I had earlier, was 270 calories, 57 grams of carbs, 4 grams of fat, and 3 grams of protein. And then now we have this at-home Chipotle bowl, like I said, over 1,000 calories. It is 1,057 calories for a total of 110 grams of carbs, 38 grams of fat, and 73 grams of protein. Super high in protein and calories, which on a bulk I definitely need, and I really enjoy this meal. Like I said, it is an absolute staple in my bulking diet. I'll have this pretty much every single day, and I haven't gotten tired of it yet, knock on wood. But I'm gonna go ahead and dig in, take me on a walk, and I'll meet you guys in the garage to go over my push day. All right, so real quick, we're gonna go over my push day, or my second day of my 6-day split. It is chest, shoulders, and tricep focused. Starting off, I'll throw it up on the side right here. We have a low incline dumbbell bench press. I like the dumbbells for 2 reasons. One, it's a better range of motion. For me, when I do flat barbell bench press, I notice that I have a little bit more range of motion, but the bar stops my chest. The dumbbells allow me to go a little bit deeper and have a better stretch. And they also allow me to converge at the very top. As you'll see in this video, you can converge at the top, really squeeze the chest, bring those elbows together, and that allows for better contraction of the chest. A low incline also allows me to target a little bit more of my upper chest while still using my whole chest to make sure I'm maximizing the weight I can move. Next, we have cable flies. Typically, these are always done in a freestanding cable machine. At home, you can do dumbbell flies, but I figure it's best to do a low to high and a high to low cable fly at the gym. The low to high targets a little bit more of the upper chest. A high to low targets a little bit more of the lower chest. Make sure we get a big, nice squeeze at the top, really extending our arms. Get a big squeeze, bring those elbows together there. Next, we'll move on to some seated dumbbell press. This is a nice overhead movement to target the anterior delts, or the front delts more so. I make sure to have a slight incline, not vertical, straight up and straight down. Elbows slightly in and press up overhead. It's a natural movement. I find when I bring my elbows out a little bit further, I tend to get some impingement issues, so I like to have a slight angle forward. Next, we'll move on to our dips. You can weight these if you're strong enough, but I typically do unweighted, nice, slow, and controlled. To make sure we're gonna target our chest, we're gonna have a nice lean forward, and make sure that we also are using our feet to counteract. So when we lean forward, our feet come forward a little bit. Make sure we have a nice stretch in the low pec, and make sure we're extending up, focusing on squeezing the chest rather than our triceps. Then we'll go into some dumbbell lateral raises. Very basic here. We want to make sure that we're not locking our elbows and not going directly to our side, but have a slight bend and also go slightly forward. I would say between 20 and 30 degrees ahead of you. It's going to help target that medial delt a little bit better. Next, we'll go on to some triceps. First thing we're gonna do is some skull crushers to load the long head of the tricep. With your shoulder in extension, we're gonna have a nice stretch on the long head already, and then just doing the exercise. It also uses all 3 heads of the tricep, but the emphasis is on the long head as it is in the stretch position. Next, we'll move on to the medial and lateral heads of the tricep. Those are targeted a little bit better when we have our shoulder in extension or our elbow behind our body, and that's where we're gonna do some cable press downs. You can use a rope, you could also use a freestanding cable machine. That's pretty basic, chest, shoulders, and triceps. Once again, the rep ranges I have are to make sure I'm working through the whole hypertrophy range. When I have a decreasing number of reps, I increase the weight on 2 exercises, being the low incline double bench press and the seated dumbbell press. This just makes sure I get to use a variety of weights, making sure I'm loading heavy, but also squeezing and really contracting every single rep, every single set, training with intensity, make sure I'm controlling the weight, not just throwing it around, feeling the muscle squeeze. I noticed that makes a huge difference in actually growing rather than just gaining strength. Make sure you have a good mind-muscle connection, pushing yourself through every exercise and every workout, giving it your all, and then hitting, I would say, anywhere from 20 to 15% of failure every single time. You don't have to go to failure every single set, but I'd say 1 to 2 reps of failure is definitely gonna be where you're maximizing your muscle growth. Other than that, straightforward chest, shoulders, and tricep workout. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below, and I'll see you guys at meal number 4. And here we have our 4th and final meal of the day. It is some Thai food. So I've got some chicken pad Thai, some chicken fried rice, and then some sushi. So the big thing here is we're essentially, so I'm gonna take these out real quick. We're estimating our calories. So one thing on a bulk, I am able to kind of eat foods that I enjoy or just dinners that we have. But the big thing here is I'm kind of guesstimating at how much food this actually is, and I'm entering to MyFitnessPal. The great thing about FitnessPal is it has such a diverse food bank. So for example, I looked up chicken pad Thai. I figured this is about probably 2.5 cups worth of chicken pad Thai. And then make sure to look at the macros that it fits. So for 2.5 cups, it's 24 grams of protein, 12 grams of fat, and 54 grams of carbs for about 450 calories. I think that's fairly accurate. I'd say if anything, maybe slightly higher fat and less carbs, just knowing what the meal would taste like. So 2.5 cups of pad Thai for 450 calories. Then I'll go into the sushi. So I've got 4 pieces here. I'm gonna look up a crunchy shrimp tempura roll because that's what these are. Let's see, for 4 pieces, it comes out to be about 250 calories, 10 grams of protein, 10 grams of fat, 32 grams of carbs. That looks about right. And this takes a lot of time and repetitiveness of kind of knowing about what these foods are. And then the last thing, we have our chicken fried rice. This is just gonna be 300 calories, or I said 1.5 cups, since it's a little bit less than the actual chicken pad Thai, for 50 grams of carbs, 6 grams of fat, and 12 grams of protein. That also sounds pretty right. A lot of this is just me kind of guesstimating. On a cut, I would probably be a little more accurate, maybe weigh it out or not even eat this meal. But on bulk, I have a little bit of wiggle room. And this meal actually comes out to be 1,004 calories with all 3 things, the sushi, chicken pad Thai, and chicken fried rice, at 136 grams of carbs, 28 grams of fat, and 47 grams of protein. My guess, if anything, will be a slightly more fat than that. But once again, we're just using the food bank that MyFitnessPal has. It's a good estimation. The calories should be about right at 1,000, and about 40 to 50 grams of protein, depending on exactly how much chicken I have. I try to pull out the chicken from the actual boxes to make sure I get a little bit extra protein. But without further ado, this is gonna be my final meal. And also real quick, we'll go over the total daily calories. So for the entire day, it was 3,391 calories, 438 grams of carbs, 103 grams of fat, and 190 grams of protein. I think if anything, the fat, actually that's pretty straight on because I like to keep my fat at least around 100, a little bit less than 100. 190 protein, I weigh about 171 right now. So more than enough protein and then a lot of carbs. That's a pretty good day of eating. And as you saw, it was very flexible. I'm having a dinner that I didn't necessarily make and cook and measure out everything that I really enjoy. Thai food is one of my favorites. But I also had some meals like my at-home Chipotle that I know exactly what I'm putting in that. I know the calories and macros down to the exact numbers. It's all about balance. Got a good workout in today, all that good stuff. Without further ado, I'm gonna dig in. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure to leave a comment, like, subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.